unidentified body found at Lae Voco Point. Women lawyers discuss legal fraternity issues. And PNG Pepes show class against Solomon Islands in Netball opener.
This is National EMTV News with Neville Choi.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. This is Monday's news. The body of an unidentified man was found floating outside Lae Voco Point and dragged into the jetty area this morning. Morobe Disaster Office personnel have taken the body to the Angao morgue. The cause of death is not known, but police have begun investigations. Police say the body looked to have been in the sea for a long time.
This morning around 8 a.m., the body of an unidentified man was dragged into the Voco Point area near the old Lae Yacht Club. This boat ride out from the jetty with Lae police got EMTV's camera close to the stark white body of the man. Lae residents and passengers at the Voco Point area were shocked when the naked body was dragged into the jetty. The body had already turned stark white, leading police to estimate that it may have been out at sea for over 5 days. The cause of the death remains a mystery, but police say a post-mortem will be conducted to find the cause. I was at the scene this morning. The body looked way beyond identifying because of the condition it's in. There were talks at the jetty between policemen and residents of a dinghy that capsized several kilometers off Finschhafen. Now, police are not ruling out the possibility that the body might be one of the missing on board the dinghy when it capsized. But proper confirmation will only happen after a post-mortem and when the relatives identify the body. Bethany Harriman, National EMTV News, Lae.
Focus Gulf PNG, a community-based NGO, has organized an open forum for tomorrow in Kerema town. The purpose of the forum is for open discussions on an announcement made by the Gulf LNG developer to pipe gas from the new Papua LNG out of Gulf province. This announcement has caused resentment from different landowner groups, including politicians. The planned forum will involve all stakeholders, including landowners and the Gulf provincial government. Public safety authorities have utilized the Pacific Games as a learning ground to avoid risks in Port Moresby during APEC 2018. Chief Fire Officer Isaac Silas said it has taught the fire service, Eda Ranu, Water PNG and the Building Board to reduce risks in NCD and across the nation. He said buildings and infrastructure must be planned, constructed and inspected ahead of time to the highest standard. Mr. Silas said in coordination with Eda Ranu, all water supply, water pressure and fire hydrants have been double-checked to ensure smooth flow of response during any emergency. The PNG Fire Service is providing coverage for venues, including the Games Village, Sir John Gaya Stadium facilities, and the Taurama Aquatic Center. He said advanced planning enabled most builders and constructors to minimize risks of fire in buildings and construction sites. The once welcoming face paintings at the international airport are now being used as walls for a stall at the Women in Business Expo. Local PNG artists have taken to social media to vent their fury on how the iconic paintings are now being used. Local artist Jeffrey Figa and other artists are planning on recovering the paintings to restore them and have them placed where they can be appreciated.
Traditional PNG fine arts paintings that were once the iconic welcome visual at the arrival of the Jacksons International Airport have been found by artists at the Constitutional Park, where they have been used as store walls for the Lewa Sogeri Women's Stall during the Women's Expo. Internationally recognized PNG artist Jeffrey Figa is one of the artists who found the iconic paintings and is in shock over how they have been treated.
They were once very proud paintings for Papua New Guinea.
Francis Mamatu, who initially found the paintings, spoke with EMTV News via mobile phone, said the paintings were moved due to their rivals being demolished and upgraded by Matrix Construction Company. He then recovered the paintings due to them being left as rubbish to be used at Lewa Sogeri stall. Vigas said that the paintings will be recovered in exchange for plywood for the ladies to use for the rest of the expo.
We want to put it in a place where it's recognized for all Papua New Guineans. to enjoy.
The main focus from here is to have the once iconic paintings move to a safe house and be restored by the previous artists. Adelaide Xerox Curry, National MTV News.
You're with National MTV News. We'll have more local stories after these short messages. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the news. 40 women law graduates have concluded a two-day workshop focused on women empowerment and professional leadership in law careers. The training created an avenue for lawyers in PNG and Australia to discuss common issues faced in the legal fraternity and ways to address them. The training is under the Papua New Guinea and Australian Law and Justice Partnership Program.
Topics discussed included critical issues in relations to advancement within the law profession. Victorian Bar barrister Christine Mellis said Australian women are exposed to similar challenges in the law sector as Papua New Guinean women, but the outstanding challenge would be the different cultures.
There are certainly cultural differences in the way in which we might communicate and conduct ourselves in court, and we have worked together to talk about the fundamentals of advocacy.
Director of the Legal Training Institute, Pauline Mogis, said though LTI provides training for its students, this program adds value to the training.
Those methods that involve professional skills like case concepts and preparation of cases, which is a very important aspect that both men and women lawyers need to have and acquire.
The project is funded by the Australian government under the Law Partnership and aims at improving women empowerment in local communities. Takla Gunga, National MTV News.
15 Pacific Island nations have pledged to strengthen the cooperation in preparing for and responding to natural disasters in the region. This came about at a closing of the two-day Pacific Islands Forum Foreign Ministers meeting in Sydney, Australia. The foreign ministers have also committed to strengthening Pacific-based disaster management experts to assist with nationally led planning and response efforts. This will see coordinated responses by improving the pre-positioning of emergency supplies and investing in multi-hazard systems. They also identified ways to effectively work with the private sector by re-establishing telecommunications and assisting in the provision of food and logistics. Orchid enthusiasts in the nation's capital were treated to an impressive array of colorful displays during the annual International Orchid Spectacular. The event, held at the Sir Rabi Namaliu Orchid Gardens at the National Parliament, was hosted by the PNG Orchid Society over a three-day program which ended today.
City residents and international visitors flocked to the Sir Rabi Namaliu Orchid Gardens in the hundreds since the opening on Saturday, purchasing and admiring the plants. Vice President for the PNG Orchid Society, Godfrey Sito, told MTV News that despite a low-key opening this year and a slight change in the show dates, the turnout was impressive.
We still had a crowd of about 700, and yesterday we had a crowd of about 1,000, over 1,000 that's come through the gate, so it's been going really well.
While the International Orchid Show is an avenue to promote the importance of the horticulture industry in the country, the annual Orchid Show is a reminder of the potential orchids have as an income-generating commodity.
We do have a new species from Lae Island actually, and it's actually over there, it's a yellow one over there, it hasn't been named yet.
Now, the International Orchid Spectacular annually runs in September every year. However, this year it's been hosted in July to coincide with the Pacific Games in hopes to attract international visitors. Benasana International, MTV News.
Papua New Guinea's rural districts are slowly opening up for business developments in more sustainable sectors, including agriculture. The Yanguru Sausia District Authority in the East Sepik province has created credit schemes for its people to get bank loans and build businesses. The businesses are expected to grow, fueled by agricultural developments on the Sepik Plains.
A rural district in the East Sepik province has begun a credit scheme with a commercial bank to help its people start businesses. A credit scheme with the People Microfinance Bank enables the people to get loans after the district authority paid a 500,000 kina security deposit.
Credit scheme.
Trade, Commerce and Industry Minister Richard Maru says the people must own businesses in his local electorate. 80% of businesses in the community are owned by foreigners. Maru says this must change.
Our contribution as a district, 10,000. I'm looking for 10,000 able young men and women to go into businesses.
It's a move that capitalizes on the prospects of agricultural developments happening on the Sepik Plains that should stimulate economic growth in the district. For serious businessmen and women, the opportunities lay at their doorstep, and the district is making the capital available to start. Colin Barilai, National MTV News, Lae.
Well, we've got gold in PNG bodybuilding. PNG Pepes too strong for Solomon Islands, and the Boroughs maintained win in the ICC World T20 campaign. That and more in True Guys Sports coming up next.
True Guys Sports.
Welcome to True Guys Sports. We start off with some of the medals won today. PNG picked up gold in bodybuilding. Mark Donald won in the 70 kilogram division. Here are the highlights.
Up to and including 65 kilograms. Give it a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it again, ladies and gentlemen, for these three bodybuilders who have entertained you today in the first reference.
And Selen Jim also won in the under 70 kilogram division.
Up to and including 70 kilograms. Give them a big hand, ladies and gentlemen, once more.
In karate, PNG won bronze in the kata team event, and our women won bronze in the team event, while Crystal Murray also picked up bronze in the individual event. In under 50 kumite, Jacqueline won silver, Gewa Rupa won silver in the under 68 kumite, and Vincent Bogan silver in the men's 84 kilogram division. And with netball kicking off today, the PNG Pepes laid out an impressive performance, thrashing Solomon Islands 68 points to 25. This happened at the PNG Power Dome today. PNG led a strong start in the first and second quarter, keeping their opponents on their toes as they sailed to a comfortable victory at full time.
In the third and fourth quarter, a set of different combinations came into play for Team PNG, which resulted in a patchy performance. PNG goal attacker Lua Rikis outshined Solomon defense and kept the ball sinking with her quick footwork, intercepts and fluid shooting, aided by mid-court stronghold Jacqueline Lahari. Solomon Islands took advantage of PNG's risky combinations in the latter quarter and picked up a notch with outstanding performances with crowd favourite Molina at centre, who intercepted several passes from the opponents and owned the courts with her impressive stamina. However, with great shooting and a few impressive moves from goal shooter Yamana, the visiting team needed more in terms of recovery to close in on the margin set by the Pepes. The PNG Lessers, who were too good with their rebounds and ball recovery, landed themselves a comfortable win, 68-25 over Solomon Islands. Vanessa Knight, National MTV Sports.
PNG athletes also participated on day one of the males decathlon event. A combination of several field and track events, decathlon will continue tomorrow with the final scores. But today, PNG's Robson Yinambe was a ball of energy in the 100-meter sprint, finishing first ahead of New Caledonia and Tonga, respectively. In the long jump, there was no spectacular leap from Yinambe, as he finished up with a jump of 6.62 meters behind New Caledonia and Tonga. The males decathlon will see Inambe perform in discus, pole vault and javelin throw tomorrow. And day 10 of the Pacific Games saw the beginning of the track and field events at the Sejongais BSP Stadium. The men's 800-meter preliminaries saw PNG athletes on the tracks in both Heat 1 and Heat 2. In Heat 1, PNG's Kaminiel Matlaun came close to finishing first, but was outrun by New Caledonia's Adrian Keller. In Heat 2, PNG had two runners, Vernie Babob and Martin Orovo. It was Orovo who finished up second behind Fiji's Anasa Kaito. The preliminary women's 100-meter sprint will be held this evening with home favorite Toya Whistle to take part in that race. The PNG Barramundis have opened their account at the ICC World T20 qualifier with a comfortable 24-run win over Jersey. PNG's bowlers were up to the task, bowling aggressively to keep the run rate below 6 in the early overs. Openers Lega Siaka and Tony Ura got the team off to a flying start, putting on 44 runs in the first 4 overs before Siaka was dismissed. Kilapala and Asad Vala combined for a 37-run partnership, which took PNG's score to 93 in the 12th over. Captain Jack Vare smashed a handy late 20 runs of 14 balls to help PNG post a defendable target of 9 for 145. Jersey lost their last 6 wickets for just 34 runs and were all out for 121 in 19 overs. The Barrows will take on Hong Kong in their second match tonight. And stay with us, that's all in True Kai Sports. We'll have the weather details for tonight and tomorrow up next.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
And a quick look at the weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. Again in the southern region, Port Moresby, Keraman, Alatau mostly fine, and Papaneta and Daru also fine. And that's how we end the news. Coming up next in our 2015 Pacific Games coverage, we take you back to the BSP Arena, where the action is on in volleyball between PNG and Tahiti. Enjoy. Good night.